Hello everyone and welcome to Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. In the news, a Sulphur Springs woman reported missing overnight was found Thursday morning dead in a drainage ditch on College Street, according to Sulphur Springs Police Captain Jason Ricketson. Police identified the deceased as Martha Patricia Torres Regalado. According to police, a vehicle with two occupants in it ran off the road next to a drain near Easy Street Apartments and got stuck at around 11:30 p.m. on Wednesday. One occupant went to a nearby residence to seek help in getting that vehicle out of the ditch, while the other stayed in the car. When the person seeking help returned to the car, the woman inside was gone, police said. The woman's family contacted police later in the night, concerned when she had not returned home. Police did not locate her overnight. At around 7 a.m. Thursday, the body of the missing woman was found in a drainage ditch in the 200 block of College Street. No foul play is expected. An autopsy has been ordered to determine the cause of death. As of 10:30 a.m. Thursday, work continued on the cleanup of a tractor-trailer fire under the Broadway Street overpass at I-30. Fuller's wrecker was using massive equipment to get the interstate back to normal. The 18-wheeler reportedly caught fire and was engulfed in flames in the westbound lane of I-30 when it stopped under the bridge overpass Thursday morning. And motorists and residents reported seeing heavy plumes of smoke in the area at around 7:15 a.m. Thursday, and that blaze was put out by around 8. No injuries were reported. Sulphur Springs police are asking local motorists, when possible, to avoid the bridge and find alternate routes of travel at this time. Hopkins County Precinct 3 Commissioner Wade Bartley reports to KSST News that there are multiple trees down in his precinct due to the Wednesday overnight storm. The entire Precinct 3 crew plus 2 inmate trustees were out early Thursday to clear roadways. If any resident of Precinct 3 is not able to travel down their roadway, they are encouraged to call Commissioner Bartley at 903-348-1878. Some roads may still be flooded, so drivers should take caution. In sports, the Wildcats baseball team took Game 1 of their bi-district series with Hallsville 3-2 Wednesday at Mike Carter Field in Tyler. After falling behind 2-0 in the bottom of the fifth, the Wildcats got 3 very timely hits in the top of the 6th inning to go ahead to stay 3-2. Will Sims got the pitching win, and we get more from Wildcats baseball coach Jared Hammock.
Well, it's always good to win Game 1. We've lost Game 1 in years past, and of course at that point as a coach you try to turn around and say, hey, you got to win this one anyway, and then if we win Game 2 we have the momentum going into Game 3. But I'd rather win Game 1 than not. And so against a really good team, obviously Hallsville, a 4-loss team coming in, district champion. We've had some history with them, but I knew if we ever got back going like we're capable, like we played in the first part of the year and worked our way into the playoffs, and that we would be a tough draw for somebody. And these guys just keep playing hard and keep having fun doing it and keep believing that they may have bought into this team of destiny business, and it's just a good group, and they're getting what they deserve at this point. But you're right, it's just Game 1. You gotta win 2, and we'll get their best. Coming back on Friday, hopefully we can finish it off.
As we've seen during this winning streak, they fall behind 2-0, but almost immediately in the very next top of the next inning, come back and score 3 with some really timely hits.
Yeah, it's not the way I would want to do it, but we do seem to fall behind. It seems like it's been 2 most of the last 3 or 4 games, and then you're right, at the immediate next at bat, we either tied or go ahead, and they don't have any panic in them, or we hit the ball, I thought, hard a lot of times during the course of the game, just right at people, or they make a nice play. I mean, it was a pretty clean game, I thought, both ways. So we're hitting the ball hard. We're just not getting the, like you said, timely hits early in the game, because we had the bases loaded. I think we had some other base runners. We just couldn't quite get them in. But when we really needed it, and I think it was all with 2 outs in that 6th inning, that we got 3 singles in a row to ultimately tie it, and then ultimately to go ahead. And then we finished up, I guess, with 6 outs over the last 2 innings, and made it a little bit interesting there in the last inning with a base runner. I believe he was at second with 2 outs, and so obviously base hit probably ties it, but we get the out, hit it to a very sure-handed, Caden Argenbright. So once it was hit, I felt confident it was the 3rd out, and give Will Sims a lot of credit. He threw well. He threw kind of like we had him in the early season. But he, like the rest of us, it seemed like in mid-season just couldn't seem to find it. But here at the end, I mean, he on the road beat a very good T-High team, and then here on a neutral site beat a very good Hallsville team. So give him a lot of credit.
Absolutely. I think he drove in the winning run, too, with his single.
He did. Little single down the left field line, ultimately won it. And, the good thing about Will is he had that tough inning, 2 runs, and then yet gets the big hit and ends up maybe stronger in the 6th and the 7th than he was at any point in the game. So, he did a really good job for us.
Very impressed with his curveball. That thing was just a big, wide, bending curve that just kept finding the strikes.
Yeah, and that's probably his best pitch. He doesn't throw overly hard, doesn't get a lot of strikeouts, but he seems to get them to hit the pitch that he wants them to. And as long as you're playing good defense behind him, it's an effective formula. It's just when then that mid-season we weren't playing very good defense and the ball's put in play. We made several mistakes, but I thought we made some really good plays out there. I mean, Payson Edwards made a couple of really nice plays. Other guys, just doing their job, and just a good atmosphere. We like Mike Carter. We've played a lot of games there over the years, beaten a lot of good teams over there over the years, and so we're at the cusp of advancing. We just have to keep doing what we're doing, and don't look ahead. Just nose to the grindstone, and try to pick up a win Friday.
The Wildcats will play Game 2 against Hallsville. That'll be Friday at 5:30 p.m. at Mike Carter Field in Tyler. Lady Cats softball team is playing Game 2 in their area series against Midlothian Thursday at Royce City. The Lady Cats lead the series 1-0 after a 10-0 win Tuesday night at Royce City. I talked about that Game 1 win with Lady Cats softball coach David Carrillo on Thursday morning.
I thought we played very well. We challenged our kids kind of going up there to, we need to go over there, be more aggressive, take care of business, and play our game and just get after it. And I think our girls were ready for the task. I thought, with some of the things we talked about, that things we needed to do better was just hit the ball better and hit the ball better when people were on base, and we were able to do that. So, I was really proud of the way the kids played, and our goal today is, and I talked to them after practice yesterday, was to play a better game too than we did the other day, not be as sluggish and not just be settling, but to play our game and be aggressive and get after it both games. So hopefully we'll take that and run with it and be able to take care of business and finish the deal today.
It must be good to go into these games with such an experienced team with so many playoff games under their belts and a lot of, 4-year starters.
It makes it a lot easier. I remember when some of these girls were freshmen, the way it is a lot different now. They're a lot more looser. They're a lot more relaxed, and I like it when they're like that. I try not to, as a coach, sometimes I catch myself putting pressure on them, and I back off and just let them be kids and let them play the game. They've been playing for a long time, and they know what it's all about. And you just got to, sometimes when you have horses, you got to let them run. And that's kind of the attitude that I've had with these girls. I haven't had to, be much of somebody that has to step on them all the time. I give them a lot of freedom and, a lot of leeway, but I know that they'll always be ready to play. And right now, like I said, just watching them, the way they carry themselves, it's confident, a quiet confidence. And you know, I would rather them much go into a game like that than so uptight where they can't do anything.
And Bailey's kind of a broken record, but she just goes out there and gets it done with another shutout.
Yeah, she's just like the Energizer Bunny. She just keeps going and going and going, and you know, sometimes it happens different ways, but she just gets the job done. And I thought she pitched well the other day. She only gave up two hits the other day and no runs. So, you know, she needs to carry on and build on that, and we've talked about that also. So. It's good when you have a pitcher that's been there, done that, and she's been in many, many big games. So having someone like that with the experience, it does make a big difference.
The Wildcats 7-on-7 varsity football team played 2 games Tuesday in the multi-purpose building, and we learned more from Wildcats football offensive coordinator Matt Young.
Lindell and Paris were able to come over. We had hoped to get some junior high action too, but with the pending weather, we just stayed indoors with 2 teams. So we had what we're kind of calling our gold bunch, which is some of our younger kids, and a blue bunch. And really a good night. We won the first game against Lindell. I thought both quarterbacks, Ponce and Wallace, did a good job of moving us down the field, taking what the defense gave us. Still learning some play calling. Know he played last year with us, but not a ton at quarterback. Wallace will be his first time varsity, so he's had some, but there's still some little things that you stay away from versus certain coverages and some answers. But they did a good job spreading the ball. We had some big catches through the night. Aiden Walker on the outside. Colin Wade had big catches. Our 2 running backs both were extremely active, Chalk Sims and Caden Davis. So we won the first game, and I think the score was 31-24, 31-21, 31-28, somewhere in there. We ran out the clock at the end. Second game was against Paris. They kind of matched up a little bit more man, really kind of challenged us to get some separation, and didn't do as well a job. We ended up coming up short in that game, but still had an opportunity to make some plays, some great teaching tape. We saw some big catches inside from Campbell Cody, from Bryant Sanchez, Zachary T. Meyer, those guys work in the middle, Chase Haney. So we're really rotating a lot of people through. I thought Bryson Lacey did some good things opening up for other people. They kind of had him doubled over the top. Dietrich Clayton had a couple of big catches. So an assortment of bodies that get action for us. It was good to see the speed that we had against both Paris and Lindell, the ability to get behind them. And really the accuracy of our quarterbacks was good but not great. So that's something we're working on right now. We worked on yesterday. Timing, receivers understand the importance of their depth. And it's the beauty of always playing this, early. It starts troubleshooting things you're able to get away with against yourself because you know the coverage, you know the person. It really challenges you when you go against an opponent.
What's next? When's the next action?
Well, our plan is Saturday to take these same 2 teams and go to Pewitt. Pewitt has a memorial tournament they have to raise funds for a student. So I believe our blue bunch will be playing Mount Pleasant, Elysian Fields, and Dangerfield. And our gold bunch will play Pewitt, Mount Vernon, and Alba Golden. And a chance for all those guys to get games, and if you win, you advance. But we'll be taking close to 50 kids if the weather will hold off, and a chance to throw and catch and run around, defend, and make plays on the ball.
See what Tristan Abrams got?
Yeah, go see what he's got going down there. He's got kids that can run around, but it'll be a challenge to our guys.
If weather permits, the Wildcats 7-on-7 team will be playing at a Paul Pewitt tournament on Saturday. And that's Channel 18 TV News. I'm Don Julian. Thank you for joining me, and so long, everyone.